Assalamualaikum to our lecturers, Saya bin Aziz. My name is Munirah Nashwa binti Muhammad AZAHAR and I am the team leader for Group 8 and here is my group mates.
Hi, my name is NURHANISHA binti Muhammad ZUHAN.
Hi, my name is HAZWANI binti AZAHARI.
And my name is NURHANISHA binti HUSIN.
So for today's talk, we are going to talk about the topic that we choose, which is food poisoning. And that is the main idea for this discussion. And Anis will share the screen.
Okay. So this is the slide for our group. Okay.
Let me start first. Food poisoning is an illness brought by the food and drink that has been contaminated. The reason why food poisoning happens is because we do not have a proper care when handling the food. And there are 4 examples of group of people who have a high risk potential to get this food poisoning. Number 1 is pregnant women. Second, elderly. Third, old people. And the last one, people who already have a pre-existing medical record.
There are several cases of food poisoning, which is abdominal cramp, diarrhea, nausea, and vomiting. The symptom of potentially life-threatening food poisoning is diarrhea that lasts for more than 3 days, and difficulty seeing or speaking, system of severe dehydration, which may include dry mouth and difficulty keeping fluid down.
Next is causes of food poisoning. Food poisoning caused by parasite is as common as the food poisoning caused by bacteria, but parasites that spread through food are still very dangerous. For example, is Toxoplasma gondii. Food poisoning can also be caused by a virus such as norovirus, which is sometimes known as norovirus, rotavirus, astrovirus, sulfovirus, and hepatitis A virus. Example of food that can cause food poisoning is raw or undercooked meat and poultry, raw or lightly cooked eggs, unpasteurized milk, cheese, or other dairy products, seafood and raw shellfish, fruits and vegetables. Lastly is raw flour. Another factor of food poisoning. First is improper food handling. Second, leaving food at improper temperature. And lastly is not maintaining cleanliness.
Here are the cases related with food poisoning. The example of food poisoning in school. Sekolah Menengah Gong Badak had a case related with food poisoning. It happened in canteen area where they overly extended the time period between preparation and serving the food to students. After investigate, there are also a case where the storage of cooked food under an ambient temperature before serving and it caused cross-contamination occur.
Second example case in school. In the city of Kuala Terengganu, Malaysia, there have been 99 food poisoning causes as a result of the consumption of pudding whey, which contained eggs that were 2 weeks past their expiration dates. The spoiled pudding whey was consumed on or around May 22, 2020 by those who reported adverse effect from it. Most of the people affected by the pudding whey reported experiencing mild symptoms like stomach ache, stomach, and diarrhea.
There are several steps that can be taken to prevent the occurrence of food poisoning. First is avoid eating raw and uncooked food. This is because when eating uncooked food, participation of the authorities such as the government and educational institution. Second is enforcement authority may impose fine on food premises that do not maintain hygiene in accordance with the operating standards set by the government. Third is educational institutions can also reveal about the disadvantage of food poisoning through learning in the classroom, such as civic education subjects.
Okay, so I'm going to continue with precautions to avoid food poisoning. There are 3 precautions, which are avoid eating raw food and half-cooked food, wash our hands regularly before, during, and after handling food, and store leftover food properly by keeping them in a sealed container. So for each point, I will explain the details. For example, the first point is avoid eating raw food and half-cooked food. I'm going to explain why we have to avoid eating those food and what are the consequences of consuming this kind of food. And same goes to the other 2 points as well. And for conclusion, I'm going to conclude the whole speech with food poisoning is a common illness but needs proper medical attention for recovery to ensure the illness will not get worse. Therefore, it is very important to take precautions and have a good hygiene in order to avoid from getting food poisoning. I think that's all from us. Do anyone have anything else to say?
No.
Okay,
No,
that's
for
all
me.
from us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.